Jnanakosha, Puranas, Introduction.
सर्गश्च प्रतिसर्गश्च वंशो मन्वन्तराणि च वंशानुचरितं चैव पुराणं पञ्चलक्षणम्.
Vishnu Purana, Part 1. Introduction and Origin of the Universe. Sage Parashar, the exponent of Vishnu Purana, had narrated this treatise to Maitreya. Sage Suta inherited from Maitreya. The text presented here is narrated by Suta. Suta said, Suta says, one day Maitreya greeted Sage Parashar and said, Gurudev, you have studied all the scriptures. I wish to hear the tale of universe's origin from you. How will be the ages that are about to come? What is the reason for this whole creation? Who created it? Where did it exist? Whom did it mingle with, and with whom it will annihilate eventually? Apart from these, I also wish to hear about the expansion of fathomless sky, origin of ocean and mountains, origin of earth, expansion of the sun, division of time in 4 ages, pralaya, religion, sages, kings, creation of Vedas by Veda Vyasa, origin of 4 classes in society and system of 4 ashramas in one's life. Parashar says, Maitreya, you have reminded me today of the description once made by my grandfather Vasishtha. When I learnt that the monster which was created by Vishwamitra had devoured my father, I grew quite angry and started a yajna to destroy all the monsters. The yajna destroyed such a large number of monsters that the whole race began to face the fear of extinction. My grandfather consoled me that too much anger was not good, and that all the monsters could not be blamed for my father's death. According to my grandfather, my father was sure to face such a fate ultimately. Only the fools get angry. A human being bears the fruit of his deeds himself. O son, anger destroys all the virtues of penance. Hence ascetics always shun anger. Hence stop this yajna, for forgiving has always been the virtue of ascetics. Thus convinced my grandfather, I stopped the yajna. At the same time, Brahma's son Pulasya arrived there and said, despite your anger, you forgave the monsters when convinced by your grandfather, Vasishtha. You will learn all the scriptures and give commentaries on Puranas. You will also learn the real appearance of the gods. Vasishtha also endorsed these words of Pulasya. O Maitreya, now I narrate to you the whole contents of Purana. This whole universe has originated from Lord Vishnu. This is existing within him and will annihilate in him eventually. Parashar says, the trinity of Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesha is also known as the creator, the preserver and the destroyer. All of them save the devotees, all of them have equal importance. Still, preserver who fosters and protects all the living beings is far more significant. I salute to him and narrate the tale that was once narrated by Brahma to all the Dakshas. Dakshas had narrated this tale to the king Purushottam at the bank of river Narmada. In turn, Purukushta narrated this tale to Saraswat, who narrated it to me. O Brahman, Lord is eternal and endless. Hence, origin of universe is existence and annihilation are also unending process. During the period of pralaya, the nature exists in a state of equilibrium. It is during this period that Purusha, masculine forces of creation, separates from Prakriti, feminine forces of creation, and Kala Roop of Vishnu, eternal unending form of the Lord, is manifested. Lord Vishnu is beyond all the bonding of life, like birth, growth, intelligence, senses, decay, and death. Purusha is the first appearance of Lord Vishnu. Prakriti is the manifestation of his action, while Kalarupa is his supreme appearance. During the Pralaya, there was neither day nor night, neither earth nor sky, and neither darkness nor light. At the subsidence of Pralaya, with his desire, the Lord entered the Purusha, who is beyond all bonding. His entry stimulated the process of creation. First of all, a single great element originated, encompassing all the other lesser elements. From this great element originated three egos: Sattvic, Rajas, and Tamas. Tamas created sky with sound as the main virtue. The sky then created the sense of touch. Touch produced air, hence touch is the main feature of air. No one can see air but only have an experience of it through touch. Air created Rupa, which gave birth to fire, with Rupa as its main virtue. Fire gave birth to taste. Taste produced water, with taste as its main property. From water originated scent, which produced earth with scent as the main feature. These senses have no special expression. The ego Rajas produced 10 senses, organs, whereas the ruling deities of these organs were produced by Sattvic ego. Thus the 10 deities who rule 10 sense organs and the 11th entity, mind, are Sattvic in nature. Skin, eyes, ears, nose, and tongue, these 5 organs aid the mind in its function. O Maitreya, annexed 6 organs, hands, legs, and speech organs are the 5 organs that help in action. Works like excretion, reproduction, movement, and speech are carried out with the help of these 5 organs. All the 5 elements like sky, air, fire, water, and earth are full of emotions. Hence, they are also known to have a special significance. All these elements have different and distinct powers. Without their combination, creation of the universe was impossible. In the beginning, all these elements were present in the great ball or egg, which came into existence because of the inspiration of the Lord. As this ball increased in size, it formed the base as Prakriti, in which Lord Vishnu himself entered as Hiranyagarbha. When the universe comes into existence, Lord Vishnu fosters it till the end of Kalpa. At the end of Kalpa, Lord Vishnu himself devours the entire physical elements in Rudra appearance. During that time, he dominates the entire universe and himself sleeps on Shesha in Kshetrasagra. When he awakes once again, he begins the process of creation in the appearance of Brahma. Birth of Brahma and earth saved by Varaha. At the end of the previous Kalpa, when Brahma awakened from his long slumber, he saw all the worlds devoid of everything. With a desire to save the earth from the depth of unfathomable indentation, he took the appearance of Varaha. Entering the water, he reached the Patala Loka. Seeing him, the earth prayed him with respect. Hearing her prayers, the Lord roared with faltering sound. Then he supported the earth on his great incisors and came out from the abysmal depth. When he was rising, his breath produced big sprays of water, which drenched sinless sages, while the force of his breath frightened common creatures. When the Lord emerged from the water, all the sages prayed him with reverence and respect. Very soon the Lord installed the earth at a position far above the unending stretches of water. Then Lord carved out the topographical features on earth and divided it into many divisions and created all the four worlds. Then Lord Vishnu, in the guise of Brahma, carried out the process of creation. As soon as Brahma thought of creation, Tamoguni, full of darkness, creatures were the first to appear. Absence of knowledge and presence of evils like attachment, anger were the main virtues of these creatures. These creatures include lower organisms, trees, shrubs, creepers, plants, and grasses. These together constitute the primitive world. Their creation was followed by the appearance of animals and birds, which are devoid of wisdom and are full of ego. They are also unaware of the nature of another organism of their status. Still unsatisfied with his creation, Lord created the next world, which has a somewhat elevated position. The living beings that were produced in this world had internal and external knowledge, power of reflection, and loud physical comforts. Though this creation pleased the Lord, he was still unsatisfied. So he created the next world, which was situated at a somewhat lower position. This new world had excess of all the three virtues. Human beings populate this world, and because of excess of vices, they are full of sorrow, but at the same time highly active, have internal and external knowledge, and are able to attain their goals. The first few creations had resulted from the thoughts of the Lord. For the creation of the gods, the demons, Pitra, Agna, Ganas, human beings, and water, the Lord decided to use his body. Thus the demons were the first to emerge from his thighs. The Lord then shed his dark body which formed the night. Then from his mouth the Lord produced the gods who had sattvic virtues. The Lord then shed his sattvic body as well, from which the day came into being. It is also the reason why the gods acquire more strength in day and the demons are stronger during night. Then the Lord acquired yet another body and behaved like Pitraganas to produce Pitraganas before shedding that body too, which gave rise to the dusk, the twilight between the day and the night. Thereafter the Lord acquired a new body with Rajas virtues, from which the human beings were produced. When the Lord shed that Rajas body, it formed dawn, the twilight between the night and the day. It also explains why the human beings are stronger at dawn and Pitraganas at dusk. Then the Lord assumed yet another body with Rajas virtues and produced desire from it. The desire gave birth to lust. Staying in the darkness, then the Lord created the world, which is full of desire and lust. In that world, many ugly looking human beings who had long beard and moustache appeared and ran towards him. Among those who said, "Protect him," came to be known as Rakshasas, demons, and those who said, "We will eat him," came to be known as Yakshas. Then the angry Lord produced aggressive carnivores. Thereafter the singing Lord produced Gandharvas. Thus by turns the Lord produced birds, sheep, goat, cow, horse, elephant, donkey, deer, camel, pony from his age, chest, mouth, belly and feet respectively. From the innumerable body hair of the Lord, fruits, flowers and herbs were produced. From his chest facing head, Lord produced Gayatri Mantra, Rigveda and Yajnas. From his south facing head he produced Yajurveda. From west facing head he produced Samaveda, and from his north facing head he produced Atharva Veda. Divisions of earth and origin of cereals. With the desire of creating the world, Brahma produced different kinds of human beings from his different organs. Thus from his mouth Brahmins appeared, Kshatriyas appeared from his chest, Vaishyas from his thighs, and from his feet Shudras appeared. Thus physical body is the greatest means for human beings in order to achieve his goals. With time, the human beings lost their divine virtues and perfection. Jealousy, sorrow, decay, and infighting began to rise among the people. In order to earn their livelihood and run their life peacefully, the human beings developed agriculture and other handicrafts. Osage, paddy, barley, wheat, lesser cereals, sesame, millets, rice, peas, pulses, beans, rye, gram flour, and hemp are common agriculture produce that have edible as well as medicinal values in the villages. These and other produce are also used as oblations in the yajnas. Because of them, all of them have produced as a result of yajnas. Performing yajnas daily is the most virtuous exercise that every human being should undertake. This destroys the sins committed by the common people. Birth of Prajapatis and their progeny. At one point, the process of creation got saturated and no increase took place in the number of living beings. Then, with a desire of continuing the creation, Lord created 9 sages from his thought. Then he produced 9 daughters and handed them over as the wives to those 9 sages. When initially produced, sons of Brahma took to asceticism, he got very much infuriated. His anger was enough to burn all the 3 worlds. From this anger, Rudra originated, who was shining like the sun. Rudra had appeared in a half masculine and half feminine form. Immediately after his appearance, Rudra separated his body into 11 male parts and 11 female parts. The Swayambhu Manu appeared from the body of Brahma. He agreed to follow Brahma's dictate of continuing creation. He got a woman, Shatrupa, who had also appeared along with him. Together they begot 2 sons, Priyavrata and Uttanapada, and 2 daughters, Prasuti and Akuti. These 2 daughters were married to Daksha and Prajapati
Sabhumim Vishvato Vrtva Atyadittadashangulam Purushaye Vedam Sarvam Yadbhutam Yachabhavyam Utamradatvashano Yadanne Natirohati Yetavanachya Mahimato Jayam Chapurusha Padovachya Vishwabhutani Vipadashamrutam Divi.
Produced 24 daughters, 13 of which were married to Dharma. The remaining 11 daughters were married to Bhrigu, Shiva, Marichi, Angira, Pulasya, Pulaha, Kratu, Atri, Vasistha, Agni and Pitas. From his 13 wives, Dharma produced Kama, Darpa, Niyam, Santosh, Lobha, Shrut, Dand, Naya, Vinaya, Bodh, Vyavasai, Kshema, Sukha and Yash. Kama got married to Rati and produced Harsh. Darpa married Hamsa and produced a son Anrit and daughter Nikriti. Anrit and Nikriti got married and produced Bhaya and Narak and their wives Maya and Vedana. Maya produced Mrityu, the destroyer of all the creatures in the world. Vedana produced a son Dukh. Mrityu produced Vyadhi, Jara, Shock, Trisha and Krodha. These are all the fierce appearances of Lord Vishnu and caused Pralaya. The omnipresent, eternal God creates this world in the form of Manus, protects it and ultimately destroys it. There are 4 kinds of Pralaya: Naimitic, Prakritic, Adyantik and Nitya. Among them, Naimitic is Brahma Pralaya, during which God takes a nap. During Prakritic Pralaya, the universe annihilates in nature. Annihilation of Yogi and the Supreme Being is Adyantik Pralaya, and a decay of physical elements that continues day and night is Nitya Pralaya. Creation of Rudra and of Lakshmi. In the beginning of Kalpa, when Brahma was thinking about a son who would be like him in virtues, a boy with a reddish blue body appeared in his lap. Brahma addressed the boy with names like Rudra, Bhava, Shiva, Iva, Pashupati, Bhima, Ugra, and Mahadeva. Brahma also fixed Surya, water, earth, air, fire, sky, Dikshit, graduate scholar, Brahmin, and the moon his abode. Since then, all these things idolize Shiv. These 11 idols of Shiv have wives like Suvarlachala, Usha, Vikeshi, Apara, Shiva, Swaha, Disha, and Rohini. Shanishcha, Shukra, Lohitang, Mano, Jau, Kand, Sarg, Santan, and Budh are the sons of these idols respectively. Rudra himself got Sati, the daughter of Daksha Prajapati, as his wife. Sati had committed self-immolation because of the disrespect that her father had shown for her husband. In her next birth, she had appeared as Parvati, the daughter of Himalaya and Maina. Parvati too got married to Shiva. Khyati got married to Bhrigu and gave birth to two sons, Dhata and Vidhata, and a daughter, Lakshmi. Lakshmi then married Lord Vishnu. Maitreya says, O sage, it is heard that Lakshmi was produced from Kshirosagra during the churning of the sea. But you say that Lakshmi was the daughter of Bhrigu and Khyati. How is it possible? Parashara says, O great Brahmin, Lakshmi, who never separates from the Lord, is herself eternal like him. But still, as you have expressed your doubt, I will narrate to you the real story. The famous short-tempered sage Durvasa is a partial incarnation of Shankar. One day he was wandering on the earth when all of a sudden he happened to see an extremely divine beauty. She was wearing a garland of beautiful flowers. The sage requested the beauty to give him that garland. She presented the garland respectively to the sage. The sage adorned the garland on his head and began to wander again. Right at that moment he saw Indra riding on Airavat and going somewhere in the procession of gods. Instinctively sage Durvasa put that garland around the neck of Indra, but Indra removed it and put it on the Airavat's head. Airavat pulled the garland with his trunk and smashed it on the ground. This whole sequence of events infuriated Durvasa, who cursed Indra. O Indra, you are so inebriated with your luxuries that you dared to insult my humble gift. Hence all your splendor shall be destroyed. You will lose all your wealth. Indra at once descended from the elephant and began to request sage Durvasa. Durvasa said, Indra, forgiveness has no place in my personality. So all your repenting is meaningless. Saying this, sage Durvasa departed from the scene and Indra to left for Amravati. Very soon the curse began to show its influence. With the loss of Indra's luxuries, all the verdancy on the earth too began to wane. Hermits too began to give up yajnas. All the human beings began to be guided by greed and gave up pious virtues. And at a place where pious virtues have no room, Lakshmi too does not stay there. She made her abode in the abysmal depth of the sea. Very soon the demons launched an attack on the gods and drew them out of heaven. Indra, along with other gods, approached Brahma and told him the whole thing. Brahma suggested them to take refuge at Lord Vishnu. He assured them also that Lord Vishnu would definitely protect them. Brahma even accompanied the gods to Lord Vishnu. There they together prayed Lord Vishnu and intimated him about their ordeal. Pleased by their prayers, Lord Vishnu appeared before them and said, I will definitely help you regain your splendor. Presently do what I say. You reconcile with the demons and convince them to carry out the churning of the sea. Then bring all kinds of herbs and put them in the sea. With the help of the demons and using Mandar as churner and Vasuki the Nag as the rope to carry out the churning of the sea. Thus you will recover ambrosia drinking, which all of you will become immortal and regain your strength. Following the advice of the Lord Vishnu, the gods reconciled with the demons and convinced them to carry out the churning of the sea. They together procured all kinds of herbs and put them in the sea. Then they began the churning using Mandarachal mountain. As soon as the churning began, Mandarachal began to sink. Lord Vishnu took incarnation of Kachap, the great tortoise, and bore the weight of the mighty mountain on his back. During the churning, Kamadhenu, the wishful cow, was the first to emerge. It was presented to the sages as an aid for their yajnas. It was followed by the damsel Varuni, Kalpa Riksha, the wishful tree, after which beautiful elves appear. The moon followed the Apsaras and was taken up by Shiva on his forehead. During the churning, huge quantity of poison had also emerged. It was drunk by Lord Shiva, and some parts of it were taken by the serpents. At the end, Dhanvantari himself emerged from the sea carrying the urn of ambrosia. It was during the churning itself that Lakshmi appeared once again from the sea holding lotus in her hand. All the sages prayed her. Then, taking bath with the divine water, Goddess Lakshmi took her seat in the heart of the Lord Vishnu. When the demons saw that Lakshmi had chosen Lord Vishnu's heart as her abode, they got perplexed. They at once snatched the urn from Dhanvantari and ran away. Then a row broke out among them over the drinking of ambrosia. Each of the demons wanted to drink ambrosia in maximum quantity. Meanwhile, Lord Vishnu also arrived there in the guise of an extremely pretty woman, Mohini, and took possession of urn. Mohini had pleased the demons with her sweet smile while distributing ambrosia among the gods. Thus the gods came to drink ambrosia. When at last the demons realized that they had been cheated, they immediately attacked the gods. But since the gods had regained their strength, they soon defeated the demons without much ado. Afterwards the gods prayed Lord Vishnu and returned to heaven to rule it. The world also regained its verdancy. After regaining his splendor, comforts, and luxuries of the heaven, Indra prayed Goddess Lakshmi with devotion and respect. Pleased by the prayers of Indra, Lakshmi asked him to seek a boon. Indra said, O Goddess, if you are pleased with me, kindly bless me with a boon, that first you will never desert this world, and also that you will never desert those who worship you with this prayer. Lakshmi granted these boons. Thus Lakshmi had appeared as the daughter of Bhrigu and his wife Khyati. Then second time she emerged from the beneath of sea during its churning. Thus whenever Lord Vishnu takes an incarnation, Lakshmi accompanies him. When God appears in divine form, she too takes a divine appearance. When God appears in human form, Lakshmi appears in human form also.